Hi everyone, this is Mark Blakely. I am presenting my Module 5 video, Uncluttered and Well-Organized Visualization of Screen Presentations. To start off with, I want to talk about the difference between cluttered and well-organized presentations, which goes with the three aspects of what we put on our slides. The first being the typography, which talks about and deals with the type of text that we use, which focuses around the colors and the font, the line length and size of the fonts that we use. In a well-organized presentation, we're going to limit those things, whereas in a cluttered presentation, we're going to have various colors and fonts and sizes that distracts those readers looking at the presentation. The next aspect of the presentation is screen design, which basically just focuses on the organization of the slide. How are we spacing our words and our pictures and our white space? How are we going to group what we have on that slide? And it deals with the amount of info that we have on one slide as well. So a well-designed presentation is going to have good organization where we don't have tons and tons of things on there for the people looking at the presentation to be distracted by. Whereas in a cluttered presentation, we're going to have lots and lots of things. It's not going to seem organized and spaced well. And ultimately, the people viewing it are just going to be distracted. And the final aspect of the presentation is the media, which has to do with the pictures and audio, video, and animations and sounds we can add to our presentation just to ultimately support what we're trying to say. But we have to be careful because in a cluttered presentation, we're going to have maybe too many of these things going on at once, and it's going to detract from the message we're trying to get across. Whereas in a well-organized presentation, we're going to kind of limit these things again and making sure that they're relevant to what we're trying to get across. So how can we create a well-organized visualization? Going along with what I said before, we're going to just limit the types of things that we put on our presentations. We don't want to put a lot of different font sizes and types and colors. We want to reduce what we're putting on our slide. We don't want a ton of things on there. Less is more. So we want to make sure we limit our information. Like it's presented on this slide, we have 4 short bullet points. I could very easily put those into complete sentences and write a paragraph, but people who are looking at a presentation don't want to spend all their time reading what's on the slide. They want to hear it, and they want short bits of information. Which goes along with the media. We want to keep the media short and relevant to what we're talking about, and we want to use that so it's supporting that. We don't want to have too much going along with the cognitive overload theory. We can only process so much information at one time, so we have to be careful what we're putting on our slides, and that's the big difference between a well-organized and cluttered visualization. So when we want to look at comparing these two things, on the left side we have a well-organized presentation. We have limited the amount of information, which is the reduced visual load. We have one type of font, size, and color, and the media, the picture there, goes along with the checklist of being organized. Whereas when we look at the right side, right away we have a very cluttered appearance to the slide. My focus right away goes on to the 2 animations. The 2 animations of the robots at the top and bottom aren't spaced very well. They're detracting to what the message is, and it's irrelevant to what the message is. We're trying to talk about a cluttered slide, and we have robots which don't necessarily go along with that message. Along with that, we have different color font, font size, font color, and as a viewer, I don't want to even look at these things. I'm distracted by what's going on the screen, and that's ultimately what we have to be careful about when we are making these presentations. So the big concept of this is making sure that our presentations support our focus and they're not creating a distraction. I think if we can keep the typography and the screen design and media all under control, then what we're trying to present to our crowd is going to be much easier. Thanks for watching.